Hi everybody, this is Diane. Thank you for coming back to my channel, Pretty Pink Cottage. And first of all, I want to say thank you for your patience with me as I work through some stuff and kind of get my mojo back. And second of all, I've been making some progress on cleaning up, organizing, piles of stuff and getting some of my paperwork done. I'm taking a little bit of a break this morning so I can do this video, possibly another one. We'll see. I had gone to the indoor flea market again on Saturday and I got a few things, and I figured I would save these until I went again and maybe got a few more things. But today I dismantled this old photo album that I had gotten the previous week, and I thought maybe you'd like to go through the contents of that album with me and kind of look at what's left of the album after I took it apart. So we'll do that after I show you what I got this week, or last week actually. Today's Thursday, and I bought this on Saturday, and I'll probably go again this Saturday. There are people there now who look for me and have things with me in mind. They didn't set them aside. They're available for anybody, but this in particular I want to show you. The lady said, I have those things over there for you. And there are others that say, hey, did you like that? How about this? So they remember me and they know kind of what I'm looking for. So I did get a few things. These first four items are not for junk journaling, at least not at the moment. These were $1 each and they're new. They're not old magazines. Well, this is from fall of 2022, so that's not too old. Just a few months, and this is January of this year. And I do enjoy doing crossword puzzles and word puzzles, and they're expensive books. This was $7. So I picked those up for $1 each. And this Cottage Journal Autumn issue from this past autumn, and it's a $13 magazine. And I got it for $1, so I will enjoy looking at that, and then I will probably excuse me, probably cut it up and use it in glue books and possibly junk journals, but probably mostly glue books. And then the Magnolia magazine. They bought a castle, and they had a series on HBO where they were redoing the castle. And I don't have HBO anymore. I started watching it, and then I was on my daughter's HBO plan, and they decided to cancel it, which was fine. So I didn't get to finish watching it, but now I can look at the pictures. And these magazines are $10. And this is on your newsstand right now until May. So that'll be nice to look at and cut things out of. Now, these things I did purchase for junk journals, and there's only 2 items. These couple things were freebies. So this book, and I got these from 2 different vendors. This book is called More Lefton China. This is a lady that has given me magazines, those Better Homes and Gardens magazines. So she's one that looks out for me. But I love the images in this book. How fun to cut these pieces out. Look at that. It's probably a ring holder. I love that cat. There's figurines. Lots of angels. Animals. Oh, look at the deer. Oh, I love that. So I haven't even really looked at it. I looked at it enough to know that I would have fun cutting this up. But I haven't really looked to see what kinds of images are in here besides what I already saw. Look at the pretty shoe. I used to love these little china figures, even as a teen. My grandmother gave me some. And I don't have them. I have her, no, I don't have these anymore. She did ceramics. My sister and I did ceramics with her, went to ceramics class. And she had a collection of pictures, like little pouring pictures, but they're souvenir pictures from different places that she went. And I made her a little picture in ceramics. And after she passed away, I got a lot of her little pictures, including the one that I made for her. So, would you have fun cutting these up? Okay, that's enough looking at that. I was mesmerized by it. And then one lady that I've bought quite a few things from, I got the photo album from her actually. She had these with me in mind, thinking I would want them. And they weren't cheap. But I picked up this Mona Lisa postcard because I have a Da Vinci digital journal kit that I want to use, and I thought I would put that in there. And then just this plain vintage envelope was in the box of the postcards, and she just threw them in since I was buying these, so I didn't pay extra for those. These are ledgers, but they have a thin cardstock cover on them. They are sewn together with thread, and this is dated 1873. Copy of Limestone Township for 1873. And it's just some sort of township record. Number of carriages, gross actual value of carriages. Sorry, I had a black spot on my nail. I had to get it off. Aggregate value taxable for county purposes. So it's tax records. Watches. Annuities over $200. These lines, I can't tell if they're drawn on. They almost look like they were drawn on, but maybe they were printed. I can't really tell. And here we have the beautiful faded handwriting. Seated lands. So does that mean it was an earl's lands or something? Someone with a seat in the house? I mean, I wonder if these are British, because we don't have seated lands unless I don't understand what that means. Limestone Township, 1873. I will have to investigate. Horses and cattle must be above the age of 4 years. Name of tenants on whose property residing. Names of single men. Tobias, somebody. Valentine Joseph. It's neat to see the old names. Chambers Robert. So they have the last name first, so Tobias was the last name. Pretty interesting. And there were 3 of them. This one is 1874, this was 1873, and this one is 1872. Look at that squiggle somebody drew. This cover is in rough shape, and this is more of a paper. That's why it's in rough shape. But it has the same sorts of entries. And if I can figure out how, I'll put a couple of these in my shop probably. I don't want to fold them, so I'm not exactly sure how to mail them. but I'll figure something out. And they won't be one of my cheap offerings because they cost me something. So that's what I got. That's why I wanted to wait till I went again before I did a video, because there wasn't much. But let's take a look at this. I dismantled the photo album. I'm keeping the cover. It is kind of warped, but I love the design on it, and it's got this metal on the edge and on the back edge too. And it's missing the clasp part that would have wrapped around and hooked in there. And I wouldn't use these together because they would be super thick. But maybe I would use that, like glue it to the front of a big journal or something. I don't know about that one, but I'm hanging on to them for now. This was the first page with these stamps glued on. And I think the stamps are newer than the album. I'll have to look up these stamps and see if I can find the date on them. But I would glue this onto something to preserve it because it is so pretty. And then these are the pages I cut out of the album. Some of them got torn as I took the pictures out, but some of them I was able to just go like that on the table, and the picture would slide down enough that I could. But then some of them would get hung up, and I couldn't get them out that way. So I'm not sure what I'll do with these. The paper here, this isn't backed on any cardstock or chipboard, so the edges are flimsy and fragile. I did save the spine, and it had this stitching. Someone took some black thread and stitched it back together, trying to hold the book together. So I'll use that for something. There's ovals, and boy, this one really fell apart. The 4 smaller pieces. And the pages are dirty. I didn't try wiping them off. Let me see what happens. This is damp. This isn't super wet because I used it a while ago, but it's still damp. So I could clean off surface dirt, but it would definitely still look dirty, which I don't have a problem with that, as long as it doesn't have real dirt on it. And the foxing, definitely you can't get off. So I don't know if I'll do anything with those. I won't hang on to them too long if I decide not to use them. If I can't think of a way to use them, because I just don't have space, and I'm, trying to make more space right now. But I'll keep a hold of these for a little bit. And maybe just keep a few of each style of page eventually. So there's the rectangle, smaller pieces, and the oval, smaller pieces. And this one tore in the middle. And these are the pieces that were just stuck into the back of the book. So we went through these when I showed you the album. There's the ladies on the train. So there's a picture in there, and these Victorian pieces, or Edwardian. I better glue him onto something before his gun falls off. But I don't want to. I guess I'll just reinforce this part because I don't want to cover this part. Some calling cards. This is in memory of someone who died 1898. This is advertising electricity. 1888 letter. So we saw all of these. All of these things were just stuck in the back of the book, loose. She was on this card, and I think she was just stuck into the back of the book. But I really like this textured. Can you see the texture on that paper? Yeah, now you can. I want to do something with that. There were a lot of tintypes. As I removed the pictures, I didn't realize that some of them were tintypes. But this one is. She's got a mark on her face. And that's a cabinet card. These all need to be wiped. There is no cellophane plastic covering on these, so they fade and they get dirty, so I just need to wipe them down carefully. Cabinet cards, so these are nice thick ones. This one's paper. Well, cardstock. Tin type. I thought she had two little knots on the top of her head, but it's the flowers on the chair. I love this one. Very unusual. This might have been advertising their photography. I don't know. Maybe somebody did want a portrait of their bird. I love his head full of white hair. Another tin type. And another tin type. And a tin type. So these are old. My family had a tin type of a great uncle. I don't know how many greats. I remember my grandfather showing me pictures. He got out a box full of pictures to show me. And that tin type was in there, but it was actually a sepia color, I think. But he told me about that uncle. He said he was in the Civil War and that he survived the Civil War. And then he became a cowboy out west, and he died when he fell off his horse and his foot was caught in the stirrup and the horse dragged him. But nobody knows what happened to that tin type. After my grandmother passed away, my grandfather died years before her, I asked my aunt about that box of pictures, and I don't remember if she found the box of pictures or couldn't, but we never found the tin type, and they don't even remember it. But I swear that I saw the picture, and my grandfather told me that story, and nobody else seemed to be familiar with it. But they knew who I was talking about, the uncle that was in the Civil War and became a cowboy. This was tucked behind one of the photos. It's an advertisement. Well, it's kind of a political campaign card for Lieutenant Governor General Edward F. Jones of Binghamton, New York. Look at that mustache. And this was behind one of the cards also. And this is, it says Catholic Church. And it has a picture of Bishop McCloskey, Bishop Spalding, Pope Pius is in the center. I know you can't see it, but I can't read it. Bishop Bailey, Bishop Wood. So it's just got the clergy, Catholic clergy from, I don't know from where. These are all cabinet cards. And this was tucked behind this picture. What a nice surprise. And it's advertising Art Andy's Parlor Stove. And it's sold in Ithaca, New York. So this album was full of surprises. I heard someone say recently on a video as they were showing the old photos that people didn't like to smile. But it is because the, oh, what's it called? When you click the shutter, it's not an instant picture. It takes several seconds, quite a few seconds, to actually take the picture. And so they had to keep their face still, or it would have been blurry. There's another tin type. This one is crumpled a little bit, crinkled. It's not that they didn't like to smile. They do look very austere and stern in their pictures, but because they had to keep their face still. Well, that's what I have to show you today. I hope you enjoyed looking at this taken apart photo album and also my new purchases. Tell me what you think of that 1800s tax ledger thing. What do you think about that? If you're interested in one of those, let me know. If you know how a good way that I can ship them safely, let me know. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.